Hey guys, it's Carlos, the BJJ Physio. I'm here with Noel, BJJ Physio team member, SEO expert, social media guru, all that. And we're gonna work on turf toe today. So Noel, if you wouldn't mind, show me our injured foot here. All right, turf toe is what happens when there's an injury to some of the flexor tendons, or specifically the sheath of the flexor tendons of this great toe. Usually it's the great toe, it could be any of them. The idea here is we're gonna apply a taping technique that's going to keep this from coming back into extension too much. All right, so as we have talked about in previous taping videos, we need to tape. So we're gonna place an anchor here and an anchor here, and we're gonna show you how this taping technique goes together. So first we'll do an anchor on the affected toe. And of course, this is not put on very tightly. I actually wanna leave a good bit of slack in this because I'm gonna be pulling underneath with a lot of tension. And so we're in here. This is a technique you can do to yourself. If you've noticed, I'm using our third widths for this guy. And then I'm using the large normal widths. This is an inch wide tape. And I'm providing an anchor on this part of the foot. I could apply this anchor in a lot of places. I could put it way up high, but this is probably the neatest, easiest version of this. So now, like we said, we want to prevent the toe from extending. So we're going to take slightly longer third width strips, and I'm going to put it over the toe on the anchor tape. And now, if you'll notice, I'm going to cross, and the tape did that for me like kind of nicely, cross very lightly, noticing, see how that's coming flexed? I want to bring it up a little bit so it's a more natural position. Good. Right here is nice. And when I cross this, I could apply a bunch of different anchors. I could apply more of these if I want to be very rigid, but I'm going to cross it again and then make sure that we have some motion into neutral. And then lastly, and very simply, I'm going to lock it down with more tape here and here. So very easy. Lock down the loose tape that's on the bottom. And what's going to happen is it will be very difficult for Noel to extend her toe. So that one's done. And lastly, just here. If you have this injury, this might be a bit cumbersome, but I promise you it's going to provide a nice platform to plant your foot off of and then really decrease the risk that you further injure it. So from here, you'll notice she can flex pretty easy, and that puts these tendons on slack, but extension is now under a lot of resistance. It's actually much more difficult. And this is gonna provide a little bit of relief and a much better healing environment for that toe. All right, so we're just making sure that everything is nice and tight. Noel, if you extend your right leg and show us the difference here. So straighten this right leg up. Do your best to extend this toe back as far as possible. All right, and now the big toe also, extend, extend, extend. So now let's try with this guy. So you extend the ankle and then try to pull that toe back. That is, what does that feel like? That's a lot tougher, and it should be, because again, we're trying to spare the structures underneath here are healing, but enable Noel to continue to train. All right, that's it. Go cure your turf toe. Go train. Those.